Hello everyone, today we will talk about the transit of the Sun. The transiting Sun is in quincunx with natal Pluto. How the transiting Sun in quincunx with natal Pluto will behave depends on the position of natal Pluto. This transit may be more prominent in your life if you already have planets in aspect to your natal Pluto. But the basics are as follows. When the transit of the Sun is in quincunx with natal Pluto, a turning point in life is created, which often feels like a small crisis or threat. You will question your authority and go to extremes to assert your needs and work harder than usual to be sure of yourself. The quincunx itself will silence your ego and make you feel constrained and disenfranchised. Such a situation comes to light because of the inability to feel connected to Pluto's themes, such as transformation and change, and you will feel uneasy about them. The inability to change due to resisting the need for significant change, renovation, and evolution will leave you feeling like you are living with a constant vague sense of guilt or impending doom. You are simply too intense and as such tend to go through death and rebirth experiences, deep personal crises that force you to make radical changes in yourself or your life and to dig deep within yourself to find the resources to start over. This deep but unintegrated connection between personal power and transformation gives you a sense of pressure building up to an intense level that results in neurotic, obsessive, or even destructive behavior. Whether you are then actively demanding or passive, expecting others to conform to your wishes without being assertive depends on the position of your Sun and Pluto. An event or person can trigger this tipping point by taking away your power, and such a lack of self-awareness also leads to problems in your relationships, because denying a part of yourself will not make the pressure go away. In fact, it will cause that part to grow away from the light in a way that is unruly and ultimately very disruptive. Although you may seem perfectly normal to yourself at this time, the influence of the transiting Sun in quincunx to your natal Pluto indicates a kind of inconsistency in your self-concept. You will be magnetically drawn to the very people and situations that will force you to confront your true motives, the things you are really made of, and those aspects of your life that you usually keep hidden in a time window filled with intensity and potential for dramatic change. But while this turning point has a destabilizing effect, it also creates opportunities for self-improvement if you respond consciously. As we have already stated, this is a process with causes and implications, so compromise is necessary because there are no yes or no answers, only gray areas. With effort, you will align your sense of power with your ego, but individuals will doubt their abilities until a crisis forces them to stand up for themselves. This is an ideal time to learn to appreciate your strengths, as the transiting Sun quincunx your natal Pluto heightens your anxiety and makes you reluctant to accept loss or change. Embracing change is a challenge for you, especially when you feel like you have no control. But it is also true that control is often an illusion. Fortunately, there are ways to strengthen your confidence in managing change. By stepping out of your comfort zone consciously, slowly, and in small ways, you will teach yourself that growth and development are rewarding and that you are in charge of your own journey. These exercises will lead to a more fulfilling and enriched life, in which you are the one who is steering the ship. Developing willpower and using abuses of personal power are key issues for you in this cycle. Individuals tend to encounter tyranny, dominance, and excess of others' personal power, the results of which will likely be your deep resistance to control and rejection of authority. While you may indeed be the victim of others' abuse of power, you also need to recognize your own desire for power, your drive for personal recognition, and self-aggrandizement. However, when you let go of control and embrace your power, you will make great strides towards self-improvement. This transit awakens your latent strength to be more realistic about your limits so that you can direct your strength and motivation appropriately. If you are more dramatic, you will certainly misdirect your energy, because you feel overwhelmed and hide from your problems for fear that you will not be able to solve them. However, the transit itself gives you the strength to be both dramatic and intense, and with effort, you will become confident in your abilities. Either way, this crisis, turning point, or serious decision is best viewed as an exercise in self-improvement, because in doing so you will change your life for the better and positively affect someone or humanity in general. And as you become more aware of the things, people, and situations that trigger your vulnerability, you will compensate for this and become more consistent and confident in yourself.